Sweet. All right. Hey, this is John 2IG back again with another video. And I got my number one favorite favorite man on the planet, right, man. My talented, super talented nephew, man. A man of all gifts and trades, super smart. I see
Appreciate it.
you back on Ramon clothing again. How
Oh
you
yeah, most
been?
definitely. Yeah. Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's been a journey, man. First and foremost, I appreciate you always having me on the podcast for sure. And then and just in general, be able to connect with you, man, because you got so many talents and gifts you inspiration as well. Especially with you you on the ninth one.
I'm working on number 9 right now.
You working on the ninth book, y'all. That's
Mhm.
number Number nine, man. So, like I said, you inspiration to me as well, especially with everything that's going on in the world itself. So, man, with the talents that you have, the abilities, the drive that you have going. So, I appreciate you allowing me to be on here in the honor of everything that you do. So, I salute you and I appreciate that for sure.
Man, likewise, bro. Likewise. We
Absolutely,
we
hundred
we are
percent, 100%.
we talk about Black History, month,
Oh yeah.
and we definitely should always honor our elders and ancestors and those that came before us. But we're making history
Mhm.
now, bro. For the kids to talk about,
Absolutely,
50,
absolutely.
60, 100 years from now. You feel me? So we're
Hmm.
all a part of our history, and it's very, very important to keep that alive. You know what I'm saying? I get very insulted when I hear people disrespect, people like, Dr. King and Jesse. We just lost Jesse Jackson a day ago,
Yeah, just lost. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you know what I
RIP, man.
mean?
Definitely, definitely.
And I hear people online, these cats on social media and on the internet, disparaging these brothers, name, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're on the internet just talking, and they ain't gonna bust a
Yeah,
grape in a fruit fight, you know. Them cats, man, died for their cause. They paid the price, went to jail,
thanks.
been shot at and everything,
Hmm.
for what they believed in, you know.
Oh
But
yeah,
these
most
cats,
definitely, most definitely. I think it's because, like you said, like it's the biggest thing. Like they did all the hard work for us.
yeah.
Even, I mean, you did the hard work too for us as well to be able to get to where we're at, to be able to establish like the foundation that we're able to be able to progress throughout the time. And I feel like sometimes we got to really reflect over that. And y'all really put in a lot of work. Like now we just have to be able to say, all right, what are we gonna do to help benefit ourselves better? And
Mhm.
how are we gonna do that? And we gotta reflect, we gotta heal, we gotta we gotta lead ourselves. That's our biggest thing. I feel like a lot of people don't want to lead themselves before they lead anybody else.
Yep.
Simple as that. You gotta lead yourself before you lead anybody else. And if you don't do that, then you're not making any sense. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of look at it at this point when it comes to that.
Yeah. It's like nowadays, everybody's a slave to the algorithm, you know, whatever the
Oh my
algorithm is going to
God.
draw,
Yeah.
kind of attention. So just be saying, just be
Yeah.
talking reckless, man, talking real wild out here, man. And so now I always feel like respect goes a lot farther than disrespect, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like you
And I
said
mean the
about,
algorithm bit too. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, like you say, Neff, about laying the foundation. I mean, shoot, somebody had to start somewhere, you know.
Oh yeah. For
I
sure.
really wish, I feel like the Gen Xers could have done better, as far as preparing you guys. And I could say the same about such and such, but at the same time, it's just no excuse. We here and we have opportunities that they didn't have, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we just got to make the best of it. And ain't no boogeyman, white boogeyman gonna stop me.
Bro, every time you say something like that, I'll be like, man, I know he finna come out something with the hat with something that goes along with what's going on. I mean, but that is true though. That's honestly true because what we be doing, I don't know. It's just some of it just it don't make sense. Honestly, it don't make sense. And I mean, I've talked to like a couple of friends nowadays, and I'll be really sitting down having like deep conversations because all this surface stuff nowadays people be talking about, it don't make any sense. I'm like, we got to go deeper now and talk about certain things like what's your trauma, what's your issues, what's the things that you going through, how are you able to reflect and do things differently, or what's your nervous system like? Because our nervous system is what we typically go off of.
Hmm.
We cope with the things that we have done throughout the years. So for us to be able to break that curse, we got to check our nervous system and be like, all right, if I'm willing to change this type of way differently, I can't allow the this old stuff to come creeping back in. So I got to keep that new nervous system covered to be able to think, all right, let's think differently. Because when we, like say if it's something uncomfortable, well, that's growth. That means we got to grow, from that, right? So if we're uncomfortable, we got to learn how to keep that nervous system with new stuff, and then try not to revert back to like all the past stuff, all the things that we used to do, or being, hyper depressed about certain things. It's just so much that goes into play. And it's like for us to be able to, really reflect over that, man, you just, I don't know, you got to get away from all the noise. And I mean, like you said, social media plays a part. You got to fast away from that. And that's not even just we're not talking about no the worldly fast. We talking about the biblical fast. Like, let's actually try to, well, for me, for us and how we roll about it, but we have to do a biblical fast and like let's really dive into getting to know our Father God, you know what I mean? And how to transition things differently. Because
Yeah.
if we constantly keep doing the same thing we're doing now, we just we gonna keep failing. You're gonna keep failing the same thing. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, when you gonna do that? You know
That
what
is
I
so,
mean?
man.
So
That's game right there, bro. You are spitting, man. You cooking, like they say on it. You are cooking right
I mean, it comes
now.
down to it like that's all it comes down to because I don't know what else to say. Because I mean, like I did my fast earlier this year, and as soon as I got off my fast, I honestly took a step back and looked at everything from just like how I was, being more communicating more effectively, thinking about the things that I did, being more aligned within myself. And if I wasn't aligned within myself, again, like I said, got to lead myself before anybody else. So I have to be aligned with the things that are my values. And if it don't allow with, don't align with anything that like, anybody that's coming. Now, I'm not saying like, no, I'm better than everybody else. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just choosing to do what's right to make what's better for myself and everybody that's around me. You know what I'm saying? I got family that's looking up to me. I got my son that's looking up to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to me as I continue to keep growing. And it's like if I don't do those type of things, and plus, my son, he like a twin to me, so he do similar things like me. So I'm like, oh, I know how this boy is. Lord, yeah, I need to get right. If I
Yeah.
don't get right, this boy go. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he's not that type of person, but my son is great. I love him, but I knew how I was, and so if I don't continue to say, you know what, I'm on this face of this earth right now to make a change, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be set my old ways and be like, man, yeah, I'm gonna be doing this for 30 years, man. He just stuck in his ways. No, I'm not doing that. I got to take accountability. So
Right.
that's just how I look at everything now, especially after I got off my fast. I'm like, oh, now this makes sense, Lord. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Ooh, yeah, you gave me some daggers on that one, And even when I was like, doing the straight, just vegetables. I mean, sure, you see me. I got coconut water now. I
I
got my
see.
my smoothies water. I don't. I like even the fast food now. I'll be dang near about to throw up because I'm like, I don't want this because now it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And that plays a part too. But that's a whole nother conversation we can into. Yeah, so everybody gonna be like, boy, this man, is he preaching? Is this a sermon or something? so,
Nah, nah, man.
so
I welcome that. I mean, you got me feeling appropriately guilty over here because I'm just eating everything. I'm eating everything in my path, man. I'm devouring it. I'm garbaging it all up.
now I'm not saying that I'm just out here just doing the perfect the most. I'm still trying to weave through certain stuff, but I'll be like, man, like all that other stuff I can't do. I just can't
I
do it because
got
it
you.
messes with our mind.
I
It
mean, for
messes
real,
with
that
our
like fast
mind.
food and stuff. You right. You are absolutely woo. No fast food.
Man,
No
it
fast food.
man, I'm telling you. And it's not to just it's just an encouragement. It's not to attack a point. It's telling myself the same thing like Rodney, you gotta do better. You talking about all the stuff that's going on every day. It's Rodney versus Rodney. It's not a versus nobody else out here. It's me versus myself. And everybody keep looking at that. You gotta look at it like that. And everybody thinking, oh, you better. All right, cool. Well, you keep it moving. You want to stay over there? I'm finna gallop into something new. You can stay back there if you want to. I ain't got time for it. Why you
Right.
gotta come at me like we got to have these hard conversations. I think, like you said, when it comes to the history, no one wants to have those hard conversations no more. That's where we come. Because remember when we be having the hard conversations, you be like, all right, nephew, now I understand you want to, do something, dabble this, and that, but you got to stay aligned. You got to focus. Because y'all don't know, hey, outside of when me and Unc be off on this podcast, we be talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
We be
We do.
talking.
We
And we
do.
be spitting some gems. And I'll be like, all right, yeah, Unc is he telling the truth, man. He's like, you put me out, you inspired me, so I have to keep doing that just as much as I'm inspiring you. So it just goes a lot of ways, man. So
Well, you know, there's a
that's how I
saying.
look at it.
There's a saying, man, that you know, the elders, the older folks are not necessarily smarter than the younger folks. It's just that we've made more mistakes, you know, and
Yeah.
we may have a blueprint to a landmine to help you guys avoid those mistakes. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like save yourself some grief. Don't go that way. You know, go this way
Right.
or try a different path.
Right.
You know, what you described though, man, is the breakdown of the nucleus in the family, especially black families. You know, it starts with the men, and a
Yeah.
lot of us don't have ourselves together mentally. You know, we
Mhm.
haven't dealt with our trauma or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Not even trying to go all the way back to slavery because we never was no slaves, but we've dealt with certain things growing up as kids. You know, and
Yes, facts. Facts.
and trying to go into a family of your own, man, and you having unresolved. Because I think about my dad, you know, and my granddad, and
Yeah.
people in my family, my elders and stuff, just the ones that I grew up with that I know. I was like, man, they was dealing with things,
Right.
you know, and they did the
Hmm.
best. You can only teach what you know, and they did the best to try to
Right.
raise us. And yeah, man, that's that. You're right, bro. You're right. And I've been doing a lot. I've been trying to do better as far as acknowledging that. You know what I'm saying? Say, you know what? You know, because even when I'm writing these books, I was like, damn, that I wouldn't expect it to hit me like that. You know, but it just came that way. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know,
but that's true though. That is true. Like those things, when it comes down to it, like that, like you said, just again reflecting over all the stuff that y'all have done for us and everybody else has done for us, and it's like our parents went through a lot, and we got to give them grace. We got to give them, you know, an understanding where it's at, but also got to, kind of dagger a little bit from time to time and say, hey, we got to make a little change. We got to, let's take these steps to get better. And that's what I kind of do when I, talk with my dad. That's one thing I definitely make sure, like, I make sure I'm listening. I make sure I listen to everything that needs to be said, and then allow myself to say, okay, this is an open, this is a space to be able to talk about everything. This is a free space, comfortable space in my head, of course, was what I'm saying, but to be able to help understand the dialogue of like, okay, what he went through, how he's going, how his mental, because we got to be considerate of others just as much as everything else. I mean, yeah, we're all going through something, but take the time to be considerate too of other people, what they've been going through. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of look at it too. Like, and then like how you just said, like, all right, I didn't think it was gonna pop out to me like that. And sometimes that's how it is. It'll pop at you at the most randomest time when you like something that you didn't talked about and you encouraging yourself to do, and it's like, dang, that got a hit.
yeah,
That was the perfect time. And then it's kind of like, dang, okay, let me break this down. Okay, Lord, I see you working, so now it's
yeah,
like I got to move forward into a new direction. So yeah, absolutely, 100%.
yeah. I mean, it's like when you know better, you do better. You know, uh,
Hmm.
shoot, nobody was born knowing anything, man. We're just sponges. You know, we absorb things, information, and take in. You know, we tend to mimic things that we see as children, and sometimes it
Yeah,
ain't always the right thing. But this is a part of our makeup and how we evolve. And but I think what you said, Neff, it was very profound and like and I'm speaking just in regards to the black community, but it could have, if anyone is listening and sees this can understand that, man, we took our eyes off God, man. as a community. We really did.
Yeah.
And I remember that's
Yeah.
the one thing I do remember, regardless of how messed up the community was, whatever went on, in the community, man, it was, we always, even the gangsters, knew God. They always prayed and, and there was a code in the streets. There was certain things that just wasn't allowed.
Mhm.
And I was reminiscing with my cousins back during the holidays about that, man. We was talking about the old days, and I was like, yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
gone, man. That's gone. We took our sight off the Lord, and we put money as our God. Not all of us, but a vast, even some of the preachers, well, that, and some of these prosperity preachers, that's their God. Is money, 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 money.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
the algorithm, and it's about vanity, and who can shut down who, and who exposing who, and I'm like, none of that is of God, none of it. You know.
Yeah. And that's crazy you said that because I was actually talking to somebody today about like how the world is not as positive as it used to be, you know. And I mean, I understand that we know we see how things are. It's gonna get worse before it get better, is what we've always heard. But it's like, okay, well, I feel like we've taken a lot of bad hits right now, especially in these last couple of years.
Yep.
And it's like, well, what can we do to make things better? You know, because we know how these things have been going in our community. We've taken our eyes off of God in a lot of ways. And I mean, now if you look at it nowadays, a lot more people are coming closer and back to Christ, way more heavier. You're seeing it on social media from time to time. You're
Yep.
seeing people, talking about it. People who are still, who were in the gang life, who are coming to social media and talking about like, man, I'm still being worked on, but they embracing what God has given them. You know what I mean? They're embracing what, changing their direction, their narrative, and saying like, all right, I see what God talking about now. I see it, and that's the blessing right there itself. To start right there,
Yeah.
and then continue to communicate and move forward after that. That's the best feeling. So then now we just working on everyone else, the ones who already were in Christ. Now it's like, okay, am I? Because this is a sermon that I think I went to on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday, basically talking about like how are we milking ourselves as like Christians? Are we maturing as Christians? Are we still being the baby as a Christian and actually taking like the hard hits, being accountable, all these type of things, working on bettering our foundation, or are we actually maturing? Because the only way for you to be able to be better in what you're doing is you got to read the word for yourself.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think now that a lot of people are starting to go back into that transition, it's like, all right, we seeing that more. So now how do we be able to do that while the enemy's still prowling? Because what Satan got, what, one third of, or one fourth or one fifth of heaven? I gotta go back and look at it. Either way, he didn't take much. He took enough to where he thought, oh, we can good. But if you look back at it, we still got way more. God got so much more. He said, "Oh, you just took a little bit." So
Hmm.
that means alone, that's an example of itself. Like let's be able to utilize that in my mindsets. Like the enemy's gonna keep prowling as much as possible, but you can do so much more if you just take your time and spend that time with the Lord and everything like that. But our community, yeah, we really did. I feel like especially as I was growing up, I was being lukewarm. I definitely was, for sure. I was definitely being lukewarm, and I'm not being harsh on myself. It's just I'm being honest about it. And
Yeah.
like how you just said, like we took our eyes off of so much to where we was leaning on our own understanding. Simple as that. So
Man. That is
that's just
so,
where it comes
man.
down to.
You know,
So,
I was telling a buddy of mine today, man, that we are in a spiritual warfare, and we've been in one for decades, but it's becoming more and more profound now. And there's a lot of people walking around here possessed, man. That's all
ooh,
there is to it. I mean, how can you wake up angry? You didn't went to sleep night before angry, and you wake up pissed off, angry. I'm like, really? I'm like, damn, and you got to
like
raise.
no courage, no uplifting, no like let's
I mean,
make
come
this
on.
happen. Let's think positive. Nothing. Like
I
you
mean,
just
did
go to bed,
anything?
wake up mad.
I mean, some of these Negroes ain't been happy since Lincoln freed the slaves. You know what I'm saying? They just angry all the time. You know, Like,
And that is true. Like, why? Because I mean, that's the truth, man. I don't even know what else to say on that because there be some people that I'll be like, man, y'all really just upset about life. Like, you don't want to express, talk about nothing, say what's on your mind. Nah, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm good. All right, bet. When we keep moving, oh man, you think you this and that.
hey,
I just try to ask you, was you okay? You coming at me? All right, you got it. You got it, Jones. I got it. I'm gonna just sit on back.
I got a video I'm gonna send you on Instagram that I was watching a couple of days ago, man. It's like it's gonna talk more about what you just said. What you just said, man. I was just like, wow, and I mean, I'm not just talking about black folks. I'm just talking about really people in general, just
Everybody,
angry.
yeah, in
They
general,
just
yes.
mad. Like, what are you mad about? There's so much to be, man. There's so much to be grateful for. I was driving around today, and I was looking at the
Mm,
mountains, and we had some snow down here, and in the mountains.
yeah,
I was like, man, that's beautiful. And the clouds is right above. We had rain too, and it's just
yeah,
that Piscataway, view, was
yeah.
horrific. It was just, the
It was just
peripheral view of
perfect.
that
It
was
was a
just
perfect.
profound, and it was like God was like, just, I'm here,
Just embrace, yeah,
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 I'm
exact
here.
that part. That's the part right there that we miss. We even take away those parts for granted, just to be able to just sit and relax, like just
Yeah.
enjoy what God is presenting right here at this moment. Like you just said, like I look, even when I just be driving around, I just be like, let me turn this music off and just roll down these windows a little bit and just vibe. Like let's just vibe off of this right here with God. Like you just said, exactly that, and that's yeah, I think even the simple things. Do you think that that's what it is? You think that it's also just the simple things that people are just upset? Like it's the smallest stuff, but do you think it's the simplest things that people are so mad about?
I think it's the simplest things that people are ungrateful about. It's the
Ooh,
simplest things that people miss that are so important
yeah,
and so profound. And be like, hey, your kid coming home with a smile, they're unscathed, they
yeah.
didn't get hurt today, nobody tried to kidnap them. And when you hear about people that's going through
There was
really
no
bad
shooting or
things,
nothing.
you know, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, man, there's so many, when the birds quit flying in the sky, the air done got so toxic where the birds don't fly no more. We can't drink the water no more. That's something to be sad about.
Yeah.
That's something to be, scared about.
Right.
you know, we can't
Exactly.
grow
That's
nothing
the
no
stuff
more.
that you'll be like,
Farmland all the
you
animals
hear
on
me?
farmland is sick, and it could be
Yeah.
really bad, very, very bad. You
It
know,
really, and that's true. That's I think, and God probably looking back like I could really just make this worse until y'all start coming to me. I really can.
God get a little. I think he get a little bit jealous though when we take your eyes off him too long. I think he do get a little. He let
Oh,
certain things happen. You know, and just to
yeah,
remind, like I am, I am. Who I am. You know, and
yeah,
I had matter of fact, man, on the epigraph of my new book. It's about a crooked preacher. You know, and
yeah. Oh,
I was making a reference to a sermon that I heard years ago. It's like
yeah.
good and evil exist, but there's got to be more good because if there wasn't any good, most of your infrastructure, your buildings, and everything would just collapse if everybody was on demon time. You know, everything would collapse. Planes would crash. You
That's a
know,
good analogy.
you
That's
know
a
what I
good
mean.
analogy to look at. That
So
is
there,
truly a good
so
analogy to look at.
without a solid foundation, when your leaders, start to fall and get caught up and get trapped into idolatry and things of that nature,
Mhm.
man, the foundation is going to collapse. But there is a certain people do have choices to make to do good or do bad. You know, everything could
You
collapse.
said it right
Buildings,
there.
yeah,
You said the word choices.
yes,
Everybody has a choice. I think
yep,
that's the biggest thing, and the choices that, like you said, it still implements them from when they're upset all the time. So
yep,
they have a choice. You like who told you had to be this way? You had a choice.
yep,
Like all this like stuff that be going on. Like we can go reference so many examples, but yeah, like you said, if it wasn't for the good in it, because I be that's how I'd look at it. I feel like there's a lot of people that are good. It's just the behaviors and the choices people have made.
yep,
That's all it comes down to. I'll be like, because we got a lot of examples, but it was an example like this. I was talking to somebody and they said, Rodney, how come you look at that person of how good they are? because I know how good they have been before. I know how their heart is. I know how kind they are. I know how they'll give, you know, the last shirt off their back or stuff like that. You know, those type of examples. But then they's like, but they done all this bad. They done all this and yeah, because but if you was to go do something that was real caring to them, they would switch real quick.
Yep.
And that's a choice and that's a behavior.
Yep.
That's a nervous system behavior that we choose to go off of. And so he was like, dang, that make a lot more sense just breaking it down like that. I said, yeah, it's the simple stuff that we make it so difficult of. And
Yeah.
that's literally how it comes down to. It's like we know this person is good, but they just choose to do this. And it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to tell y'all, you know. And that's why I was like, well, that's how you look at me. How do you look at me as this type of person? Man, you real kind, you helpful, you thoughtful, you know, you considerate of others, you love everybody as who they are, you smile every single day. You could be going through the work, and he kind of slowed down. He's like, dang, I didn't realize you probably be going through some stuff yourself, huh?
Hmm.
I said, but you know what I do? I have a choice every single day. I might be going through stuff in private, but the person that sees that, our Father God, that's what I need to worry about. I
That's
know
it.
sometimes it get lonely from time to time, but at the same time, it's like I gotta go to God for this to be able to strengthen me to be better about certain things. And if I can be able to do that, all right, cool. Now, of course, we get lonely. Of course, we want people to see that and be considered and you know and reciprocate the back to see how we doing. But you know how the world is right now. It's like we got to be those examples. We got to be the warriors. We got to be what is it? What script? What is what book? Hebrews, like the armor
Yeah.
of God. I think it's
Yep.
Hebrews. Yeah. So
I think it's Ephesians
we got
6.
to.
Putting
Is
on
it
the full armor.
Ephesians?
Yeah, putting on the full
So yeah, it
armor.
might be the armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
putting on
full
the
armor, the
full. Yeah,
belt,
yeah. The
yep, and
breath of
everything like that.
the helmet
Yeah.
of
Okay.
truth.
So
And
it is feast. Yeah. I
yeah,
was like, it's not one of them. Hey, it's one of them.
yeah.
We getting there. We getting
No, no,
there.
no. We're getting there, bro. We
So
Hey man, that's
yeah.
see that's and that's the important thing, bro, is that brothers and sisters, we got to uplift each other instead of tearing each other down.
Oh
You
yeah.
we
Oh my gosh.
we have to fellowship. We have to definitely fellowship. Now there are some people that are incorrigible, and you gotta just let them be.
Mhm.
There's some people that just need a whole lot of leave alone. Just let them be, and then pray for them. Give them a lot of distance from you,
Whole lot
and
of leave them alone.
a
Yeah.
whole lot of leave alone. Just leave them alone. You know, and for real. I mean, because God will replace those people with the people that need to
Oh
be in
yeah.
your path. You feel me? You know, and
Yeah.
it's okay. It might sting for a while. You might be hurt because you grew up with those people. They've been a part of your life for forever, and then all of a sudden it's like,
And
you know, love you, but I got it.
And how do you think? How do you think? How do you handle that? How do you handle those situations, especially nowadays? Because I mean, it's the simple. I mean, yeah, people talk about it now. I mean, all on social media. It's all the mental health. It's all that. But how do you truly handle? How do you handle that for yourself? If you know, like, man, I've been with this squad for 30 plus years,
Man.
but they still doing the same thing. What do
Um,
you do?
I had to. I had to tap into my creativity, man. I kind of went.
Hmm.
I don't want to say I went backwards, but I just got back in touch with my little nerdy self. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
wasn't so keen to try to be hip and be cool no more. Um, I just wanted to, you know, just tap into my creativity, man, and a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation. I've been studying Tai Chi,
Yeah.
doing these Tai Chi exercises, and just getting in touch.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, just getting in touch, finding, asking God what my purpose is. And for every man,
Yeah.
I would tell any young man, especially like coming out of high school in their 20s or whatever, I say, look, you need to live alone for about 10 years. You need to be able to sustain yourself for about 10 years. 10 years ain't long. It go by real quick. And
It go by fast. Cause I mean, how long we been? How long you been out there?
I've been out here for.
See,
Yep. So, I mean,
we in the fifth year already.
man,
We
come
already
on,
in the
man. I
fifth.
mean, I'm
We in
looking
the
at a
fifth
picture.
example.
I was looking at a picture today where it snowed up there 5 years ago, and I was living in that townhouse, over in Chisholm Creek.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Uh,
Exactly.
so I mean,
So
it just really just getting away from things, getting away from people, getting off to yourself
Hmm.
and finding peace, man. Every man has, and the only way to really do that is that you got to shut things down. You can't, and like you said, doing the same repetitive type of activities. After about
Yeah.
25, I say 25 to 30 years old, the nightclub should be done. No more nightclubs. After 30, you should really be thinking about maybe focusing on maybe a family. You got
Yeah.
your portfolios kind of, looking kind of nice and everything. And then
Investments, yup. Everything, yup.
yeah, yeah, investments are up and everything. You kind of doing what you want. You're doing what you want to, have to do, but you build, that's how you build yourself up, man. And yeah, those
Right.
are definitely mistakes, man. I look back on and be like, I wish I'd done that different. But
Yeah, and I think and you still got that time for sure, of course. Like we all know, we all talk about that. And I agree 100%. I think those are some great ways to look at things because what I think is like you said, is you got to be able to take the time to just like, all right, you know what? I gotta handle my stuff. I gotta do what I need to do. Um, I mean, yeah, you got to get away from it. And like you said, tap into your creativity. And that's where I think you do the unpopular stuff that everybody else is not doing. Like you say,
mhm.
you can't fit in no more. You're like, all right, I got to give up on this. Oh man, what happened to you? Why you don't do this no more? Man, like this is all we got right here. I only got this one life, and I need to be able to invest the best way I can, not just in everything as possible. And so I agree 100%. The nightclub, I don't even know why people even still, boy. All you doing is standard. You might as well invite everybody at the house. Like I mean, honestly, that's what you might as well do. You might as well just say, hey, come on to the crib. Let's all invite the squad and people, invite some friends and stuff. So we know it's a lot more safer.
Yeah,
I feel like it's in that type of way too. Like it's a lot more safer or something. Just like a little vibe, a game night. Like tap into those type of things. Because now as you get older, literally that's all I'll be doing. I'll be going to like friends' house and we play like game night. We chilling. Nobody. I mean, granted, we all get a little kind of older. Some people be like, "All right, man, I'm getting tired." I'm like, "Bro, you only how old? Like, bro, what you hold on, man. It's the weekend, man. I'm tired, bro. I gotta go to the crib, man. I gotta go. I'm tired." I'm like, I get it. Okay, cool. At least you going to the crib, but that's how I kind of look at it too. Like it's good to know that, but it's like that's like you said, tapping away all the old stuff and creating something new. And that's what I'm looking into, like finding new squads, finding new people, community groups. Um, I still like, me, I'm big on the gym, going to like coffee spots, because that's like the go-to spots, like for real. Those are the top two, and
yeah,
then going to other things that are different, something that you don't ever have done. Like you got to tell yourself, all right, I'm gonna try something new this year, you know what I'm saying, something completely different, so I agree with that. And just got to take that time to really invest in yourself. But how often people are willing to do that, healing, and not be so distracted by all the stuff that's going around, you know what I mean? So it's either how bad do you want it? And I know that's a cliche statement, but it's like, how hungry are you? How hungry are you? You don't want it. Cause I tell myself, Rodney, you don't want it today. You're not trying to get closer to where you want to go. Like, dang, why you so harsh on? I mean, shoot, what you gonna do? You gonna keep sitting here and you the only one that's gonna tell yourself. Ain't nobody gonna rescue you.
that's right. And
So
and then that in
that's
itself is
how I
gonna put
look at it.
that in itself is gonna put you in a whole different realm anyway when you start, changing your activities and
Hmm.
whatnot. But Nev, I only got a few minutes left, man. I wanna let you
Yeah.
have the floor, man. You say whatever's on your heart. It's on your mind, man.
Whatever on my mind, heart, and everything else. Honestly, man, I think we said a lot of it tonight. I think out of these last 2 years, I've been very thankful. It's been an emotional roller coaster. I've been so honored to be able to see myself differently. Hear from you as well by far, not just because of this, because we say this on a daily. So um, but I'm just thankful that God is allowing me to be here in this position to to know who I am differently. I
Hmm.
thank God to be able just to continue to work on my brand. I'm excited for the upcoming things that are coming for the brand. I'm definitely excited for that. I know a lot of people have been waiting for so long, but I did that on purpose. I really did. I did it on purpose because I wanted to see how all these other brands kind of go up, and then they just kind of kind of going down because I'm like, man, I want to create a legacy. I'm looking at long term. I'm looking to create something that's such an amazing thing that people gonna be like, dang, that's what you've been really doing. Like, I love this.
Yeah,
So just to be able to reflect, be able to heal, be able to be, a father. I'm thankful to be a father to my amazing son. I'm so honored to have him. I mean, that man, that boy teaches me so much each and every day. It makes me think about things completely different. I mean, just having him on my screensaver on my phone, that's looking at him alone is an emotional thing, and that's just real. Like being man, share y'all's emotions out there too, man. Like quit holding all that crap back.
yeah,
I don't care what nobody say anymore. Like having kids, like having kids, it's a different feeling. And I'll tell you what, like I feel like I'm a whole different person when I react so quickly if somebody do something to my son, but it's like I see how I am, and now I need to do better. And so
yeah.
I'm thankful to be a father, thankful to be a nephew, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, and to be able to just continue to connect with other people in this world. And so that's just what the main part of it. Everything else will fall into place as time goes. But the brand is coming soon. Believe it or not, it's coming soon. I've been working on many
Look, I'm
projects
wearing
and
my Ramon shades
drawings and
right now,
thing.
so I'm wearing
There
sporting
you
the
go.
Ramon
I
right
mean,
now.
I appreciate that, and that's the honor right there to keep it going. Like I got, my hat. I got some samples I'm working on. Like people probably think like, man, what the heck you been doing? Believe me, I got some stuff. Believe me, so
Yeah,
it's coming, man. So y'all just everybody stay in tune. I know it's a long wait, but slow fashion means a lot. Slow fashion means it's a story. So
that's right.
I just want long legacy, man. So I'm honored. I appreciate you have allowed me to have this time, and man, it's all love.
For sure, man. And we're gonna do it again. Trust me.
Oh yeah, growing and learning,
Yes,
and
sir.
fellowshipping.
For sure.
So
All right, Neff. Well, I'm gonna go on and shut it on down, and we're gonna talk here in a minute as soon as I shut this down. Those
all
watching,
right, man.
those watching and listening, appreciate your time, appreciate your support, and we will be back with the next one. Peace and blessings.
Absolutely.
Bye bye.